Namaste. I am Gloria Grace, a light messenger and spiritual alignment coach who works with women entrepreneurs to clear the inner blocks, keeping you stuck so you can live the life you want now. And if this is your first time watching live or listening to this podcast, or you're a regular subscriber, whoever you are, and I am just so glad that you're here today because I love doing this and I love serving and supporting all of you in this way. And especially for those of you who may be going through some things that I've been going through recently. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. I've been I've been going through some stuff. It's interesting. It's interesting time of year. I'm recording this in March, and over the last couple of weeks, um, I have been feeling out of sorts at times. Not all the time, but sometimes. And it's frustrating because I generally consider myself a fairly happy person. I have a lot of things to be grateful for, so many blessings in my life. And yet, as things happen in our lives, and they can knock us back sometimes. So, just to give you an example, someone that I've known for years and years, she was a friend of um, my husband was sort of like an honorary aunt, not an aunt by blood, but that's pretty much her function in the family. And so I've known her for over 30 years now. She transitioned a few weeks ago, and um, she was. We agreed on politics, which was nice. Let's just put it that way. Where some other people in my extended family uh, didn't agree, and so it was nice to be able to talk with her about that, and we could commiserate when someone else was giving us a hard time. And then last week, it was my someone I'd known only for a few years, but she was a light worker. She was a guest on this program last year. Her name is Robin Sheridan. And if you never got to listen to her episode, I encourage you to check it out because she was a spiritual mentor and just a lovely woman. She also channeled light language. And so she transitioned after just barely a year, maybe, of having some illness. And so that kind of knocked me back. And she also transitioned on my grandmother's birthday, which is interesting. So March is an interesting month in general. My mom's birthday and my uncle's birthday, they were the beginning of the month. My husband's birthday was this month. My dad's birthday was on March 15th. So there's like a lot of stuff going on. And so why is this all important? Well, on over the weekend, it was really started a bit on Saturday, but definitely Sunday and Monday. Um, I just felt blue. I really did. I felt sad. I felt ah I just was just not a happy person, and it was frustrating because then at times I could pull myself out of it, but then especially Monday, I was trying to work and was just feeling this wave of grief coming up. And it was really and it was grief. It really was. It was something that I haven't felt for quite a while, um, back when my sister passed. So it was that type of thing. And I'm trying to figure out, okay, well, what's causing this? Coming up with all these possible reasons. Losing a couple people in my life recently, and still, I don't know if you can hear my cat is sneezing over there. He's having some issues this month too with some allergies. Poor guy. So I was just doing that. And so I finally got to the point where I had 2 choices. So I attempted to do some work. I did some work for one of my clients on Monday, and there is some value sometimes in just keeping busy. When you are having some difficulties, sometimes just getting in momentum can help you, and you can kind of push through whatever is going on with you, whether you're and it could and maybe not even sadness, maybe you're feeling angry or something, or frustrated, or you've been procrastinating about something, but just starting to get yourself in action can be very helpful. And once you get some momentum going, that can change your mood around. And in fact, I've had that happen before. I've had circumstances where I did get into action, and I did do something for someone else, and it did help. But I felt on Monday that this was different, and I decided that I needed to surrender instead of push through. I needed to just be kind to myself and say, okay, you're not feeling it today. This is not going to be a work day. Clearly, we're going to take a mental health day, and that's what I did. So one of the things I did, well, I realized that I hadn't gone for a walk first thing that morning. So I thought, okay, it's a nice sunny day. Let me see if some fresh air will help lift my mood. And as I was out walking, I realized that, I haven't been to the ocean in quite a while. It's been a few weeks. The weather's been kind of hit or miss sometimes, either cold or rainy or I was busy. And so like, you know what? Let's go to the beach for a little while. This could be like my lunch hour. I'll go to the beach. I'm grateful and thankful that I only live 10 minutes from the ocean. So I came back home, got some stuff together. I decided I could read, I could journal while I was at the beach. And so that's what I did. Now it was a little cool. This was, the first day of spring. And for Florida, it was actually a cool day. It was only in the 60s. It was quite blustery. And so I didn't stay quite an hour. Normally I would have stayed longer, but I gave it probably sat there for about 45 minutes. I did do some journaling about my feelings. I did do some reading. And I came home and I was feeling better, but still really not well enough to just dive back into work. I decided again that this was just going to be one of those days where I was just going to give myself the grace to goof off essentially, but with an act of love. And so I think I did in the afternoon. I did some more reading. I don't think I meditated, but I did more reading. I watched a comedy on Netflix or something, and just I then did make myself a good dinner, and I started to feel better. And then yesterday was a better day. I woke up in the morning and felt, yeah, I'm okay. So the lesson for all of this that I want to share with you today is to pay attention to your emotions, to really tune in and see what they're trying to tell you. And one of the things that um, was frustrating for me and that's a little bit concerning is the fact that there is a history of depression in my family. My dad was an alcoholic. My mom definitely suffered from depression. My sister did too. And I was almost feeling like, is this what depression feels like? Because I was just so sad. And so I did do some Googling about it to learn a little bit more about what is depression and the symptoms of it and the signs. And essentially, it is really feeling a lot of what I was feeling, but having it be every day for like a couple of weeks when you start feeling that way, and lots of other things too. In fact, I'll kind of go over. I was looking up some of the symptoms. are everything besides feelings of sadness, but also angry outbursts, frustration, loss of interest in activities, insomnia or sleeping too much, lack of energy, uh, anxiety, agitation, trouble thinking, on and on. And the real danger sign, I think, is suicidal thoughts. Now, I did not have any of that. So my point about this is that if you experience symptoms like this, and if you are feeling overwhelming sadness or frustration, and there's no real concrete reason for it that you can put your finger on, and it does persist, then this is a sign for you to seek help. And it could be, certainly make an appointment. They always recommend make an appointment with your doctor. Like if you haven't had a physical in a long time, sometimes there are physical reasons for your mood changes. And it could be your hormones are out of whack or something. So go to a doctor and get a checkup first. And then if that doesn't work, then if that doesn't work, let me rephrase that. If you're healthy, physically healthy, if there's no physical signs or reasons for the feelings, the emotions that you're having, then it might be time to consider talking with a mental health professional, psychologist, counselor, psychiatrist. And if that doesn't feel like something that you can do, then at the very least, start off with talking to a friend, talk with a loved one, talk with a minister or a rabbi or some type of faith leaders. Talk with someone you trust. Talk with someone you trust, and possibly even a coach or counselor, because they may be able to give you some clarity and point out what might be triggering it and give you some ideas of how to then alleviate those symptoms. And there are different things to do. I mean, short of getting, being put on medication, which I think should be the last possible thing to do. I mean, it's definitely can be useful. And I've actually was hearing not too long ago there was somebody talking on public radio about some different types of medication that are very fast acting and that can help. But s- some home remedies and lifestyle changes that can help are getting regular exercise. And I must confess, I have not been as diligent about walking every day. And so I think that didn't help me. That didn't help me, and so I went out and did a half an hour walk today, and I'm gonna continue to do that again, get back to exercising. Avoiding alcohol, I don't do that anyway, so that's a good thing. Avoiding caffeine because that can sometimes worsen anxiety. It, increases your stress hormone cortisol. Make sure you're drinking enough water, get enough sleep, so there's things you can do, and if you're doing all those things again, and you're still finding yourself not feeling right, I'm trying to think of the right way to say that, just not feeling like you normally do, and you can consider doing a mental health day like I did, see if that will help, and then if that doesn't, then please do seek professional help. There are too many instances of people the suicide level in the United States, certainly since even before COVID, has just been rising, especially with younger people. So take care of yourself. You are love. You are a perfect person, and you are imperfectly perfect because you are human as well. But your soul is perfect, and which this is a good transition now because I'm going to share with you today's. Well, it's not today's daily word. It's the daily word from April 30th, 1958, and the subject is mental health. So the affirmation is I am a perfect child of God, perfect in mind and perfect in expression. Let me say that again. I am a perfect child of God, perfect in mind and perfect in expression. And then it says, the mind of man, like his body, is intended to be perfect. But many of us place limitations on the healing of man's mind. We become intimidated by the name attached to certain conditions. We hesitate to encourage the belief that such conditions can be overcome through prayer. Actually, with God, all healing is possible. And since God mind is the mind shared by all men and women, why does it seem impossible for us to become conscious of this mind and let it express and function through us? If there is someone near you who needs to give free expression to the God mind, or if there's someone you know who has a need for mental healing, let your prayer be, you are the perfect child of God, perfect in mind and perfect in expression. Do not hesitate to lend the substance and the power of your prayers to bring about the complete expression of a man's perfect mind. Know that as God's life fills the body, God's light restores the mind. Man is meant to be whole, mind, body, and soul. And then the scripture reading is from first letter of Peter 4:7. Be ye therefore of sound mind. And you can tell that this was written in 1958 because it's all about men. And I was actually just finishing reading a book about unplugging the patriarchy. So just know that if I'm saying man, it means women too. Okay. So the mind of a woman, like her body, is intended to be perfect. But many of us place limitations on the healing of mankind's mind, we could say. So this mind is shared by all human beings. So we can own this. We can really truly own this. So oh, I I hope this has been helpful for you today, especially and again, even if it's not you, but maybe someone you know might be feeling this way, or just as a reminder to check up on people. Give them a call, see how they're doing. And because a lot of times people will still put on a facade. They'll wear this mask of, "Oh, I'm fine." And I know I've done that for many years. I grew up with this, I'm fine," when I really wasn't. And that's why instead of posting on social media so much, I've been taking a break the last couple days because I didn't feel fine, so I didn't really want to pretend that I was fine. And actually, it was interesting. There was an image showed up on my Facebook today. One of my memories from evidently today is World Water Day, or at least it was in 2016, and it talked about that the salt of our tears and our sweat and in the sea. And I forget exactly what it was, but it just was sort of like, yeah, I can relate. I've been expressing and experiencing that this week. So I also would just love to share this with you and to just let you know that um, if you ever want to reach out to me, you could definitely do that as well. Uh, about anything, frankly, about self-love, about confidence, about the love method, which I've talked about on this show before. So if you're new, check out some of my previous episodes. Um, it's what I write about in my book, Live, Love, Engage. But if you ever need, if you don't have anybody in your life that you feel that you can talk to about something, contact me. I'm here. I'm available. It's not going to cost you anything. Just go to engagewithgloria.com. It'll take you to my calendar and you can schedule an appointment with me. If I can't help you, I will do my darndest to refer you to someone else who can, because I'm not going to be able to help everybody. I know that. I accept that. And that's okay. But I certainly am always on the lookout for ways that I can help people get connected to find the right person to talk with. Okay, so I always love to close out these episodes, my solo episodes, by sharing a light language message for your soul. And for those of you who don't know what light language is, it is it's a channeled communication that comes from higher realms that speaks to your soul. There are numerous ways that people share light language. Some speak it, some sing it, some use sign language, some people write it. I speak it and sing it and sometimes sign it as well. And it is one of the things that has helped me over the last couple of years that I've been doing it, to really help ground me, to help me to gain more clarity, to gain more confidence in what I'm doing. And I'm also gonna just before I jump right into that, while I have this on my mind, I'll come back to this in a second, but one other thing I want to encourage you, when you are struggling about something, whatever it is to know that help is available to you, not only from the physical realm, but there's also help available to you from the spiritual realm. And case in point, this morning, I was meditating and started again feeling a little wonky. So this time I asked for help. Angels, my family members that have transitioned, I asked for help from Robin. I said, for God to please guide me. There was a song I used to sing. The piano player of our choir years and years ago wrote a song called "Lord, guide me in what I do today. I want you here beside me, showing me the way." Showing me the way. That was the name of the song. I had to get to it to remember. So I was like saying that, Lord, guide me. And even the song, the old song "Help" from the Beatles. I'm not going to say that because I'll get in trouble with YouTube. They won't let me do that, so I won't sing that. But look up the words. But it's basically help. I need somebody, not just anybody. So that was going through my mind this morning, and an idea popped into my head of something that I could do, and all of a sudden I just felt so calm. So know that there is help available to you. Here, help in the physical world and help in the spiritual world. And so now I want to share a spiritual message with you to help you. And if you're listening to this and you're driving a car, I would encourage you to come back and listen to this later, where you can just be still, maybe close your eyes and just let what comes through, the message come through for you today. And I'm setting the intention today that this message will not only be for your and my soul's highest good, but will also help to release whatever might be stuck, or to help release whatever is holding you back, or whatever is preventing you from being the light in the world that you truly are. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. So I need that too. So I'm asking angels and archangels and wonderful galactic beings and elementals. That's what I'm asking for myself and for anyone listening today. That is the message that will come through. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ayo tu shatoya, aoya no ki, asiya tayo, aoki, aoya to hasoya, aoki koyeta, 혹시 샤후 아까야도안된 아사쿠샤려노쿠야 어후야 거이야 기사랴 타오야 아사카야 토후 아사코냐 토쿠샤 아니야나쿠야 티세 에케차요 투샤 어카야나키하세 어쿠야카야 어카야다 오후야 거야티 하코헤 어요 아우샤네. Well, I hope you receive some benefit out of that today. And just wanted to also encourage you, if you are a woman listening to this today, to let you know that I do have got a Facebook group. It's called the Soulful Women's Network, and it's a free group right now, and it's a place where we serve and support one another and lifting each other up for your dreams. So we have monthly meetings as well, both online and in person in the Central Florida area. So if you go to bit.ly/soul network, SOULNETWORK, you can apply to join the group, and I'll be happy to let you in, most likely, I'm sure. And also, again, if you ever want to have a light language session with me as well, you can also go to heal.me/Gloria, and I'd be happy to do that and to have that for you as well. And I think that's going to do it for today. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I'm so grateful for all of you. If you are not subscribed, I encourage you to do that. And until next time, as always, I want you to go out and live fully, love deeply, and engage authentically.